My name is Ravit Rose, a divorced mom. My passion is to ignite the conversations on the negative effects of litigious divorces. I authored this book, Unwanted Nasty Divorces. It explains the common patterns I've discovered based on an accumulation of hundreds of real stories. I detail how and why fighting it out in court is risky and offers zero guarantees. Yet it doesn't matter where you live. The bottom line is that although every divorce is unique, every ex is different, and each story varies, nasty divorces all yield the same results. My purpose was to find another viable method to avoid medium to high conflict divorces that will not financially drain the parents. Personally, I don't see the logic in parents accumulating ridiculous debt and placing the family's financial freedom in handcuffs. If you don't either, I suggest you watch this video to find out how to divorce the right way. This is how you will truly move forward with your life peacefully. If you're looking to avoid a bitter, lengthy, and expensive divorce, keep listening. If you prefer throwing your money at lawyers to make your ex suffer, you can shut this down. Seriously, I don't want to waste your time. Have you heard of my Amicable Divorce Center based out of Pointe-Claire, Quebec? It's truly unique that we're the only ones to offer a real solution that centers around the best interest of your family. I'm here to fill the desperate need that plagues too many parents. My company's vision is to downtrend medium to high conflict divorces that would typically escalate by unnecessary excessive litigation. If you're thinking, this will never work, she's crazy, just hold off on the skepticism and emotions for a few minutes, allow me to explain. So you have a choice to make right now. You could go the traditional route and hire a litigation attorney and wait until you're broken, financially and/or psychologically, and end up saying, I wish I knew better, or I wish I didn't step foot in that courthouse. Or you could watch this video to hear my option that will lead you towards a peaceful and successful divorce. Oh, and by the way, this video is without prejudice. Meet the Smith family. So here's a common story. Jane and John, two parents, decide to divorce. Who made the first move and why is not relevant right now. Yet I would like to point out that there is no history of conjugal violence or abuse, no criminal records or youth protection involvement. Now they start walking their individual paths. Initial instinct is to mandate an attorney with the intention to make the other person suffer, which leads them to this. Emotions are triggered: anger, worry, shame, fear, anxiety, betrayal, embarrassment, loss, shock, confusion, depression. Now they may be thinking, immediate freedom and independence. Think again. Jane and John have so much to deal with during this difficult transition. The fact that they don't get along will make minor discussions turn into major problems and extremely difficult to solve. What will turn their divorce into a nasty one? Fight mode is on, and the battles begin. Unnecessary litigation. Both parents are in an emotional tug of war, and there is little long-term positive outcome. Now put yourself in this story and get ready for this next part. Take a guess. How much do you think it will cost you in legal fees to engage in these battles? Before you get to court, you must consider the numerous communications between the attorneys. So for every time that John forgot to return Sally's pink shoes, both parents pay for hours of legal fees. We can't predict how many hours since it depends on the situation, but let's just say at least 1 hour. The next round will be because the kids ate a grilled cheese sandwich on white bread instead of on whole wheat bread. But wait, doesn't stop here. Try dropping off your child 5 minutes late and see how much this will cost you. You may be laughing and thinking this is ridiculous and will never happen to you. Ask around and you will see that this will become your reality, whether you like it or not. Let's dig a little deeper and look at why this happens. You two have now become enemies. As the animosity worsens, there is zero communication and the blame game takes control. In the meantime, your attorneys are now billing you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for a pair of $20 shoes and a few slices of bread, and all the other issues that came up. Since you can't settle your issues amicably, you want a judge to decide your outcome as you scream out, I demand justice. So let's look at the financial impact of this move. For 1 day in court, how much do you think it would cost you? Throw a number out there right now. Well, you can count on about 15 to 20 hours for 1 day in court. This includes, but is not limited to, documentation, procedures, affidavits, court fees, bailiff fees, subpoenas, court attendance, photocopies, and of course, your attorney's heavy fees. Let's say your attorney charges $300 per hour, and that's a bargain rate. You've just spent $6,000 for just one day. And this does not cover all of Sally's shoes issues, grilled cheese sagas, and the 5-minute late pickup arguments. Oh yes, and do you remember that retainer you paid your attorney? Yeah, that money's probably long gone by now, as you've likely made a second payment by now. But hold on, doesn't end here, there's more. Court is a game of chance, of risk, if you will. No one can predict the outcome. A judge will make decisions for all of you. You have now lost control over your life and that of your children. When, in your adult life, have you ever allowed a complete stranger to make a critical decision that impacts your own life? Additionally, once you go into court, chances are it will be a recurring event because it rarely ends at the first round. It becomes a toxic obsession. Why? The outcome of court is one winner and one loser. Winner is ecstatic, loser is angry and frustrated and wants justice. When one parent drags the other to court, you both end up paying the hefty price, whether you like it or not. So loser starts planning the retaliation. Within time, loser goes back to court and desperately wants to win. Loser may have played fair at the beginning, but will now play dirty. Now, your divorce just turned into a personal vendetta. There are two possible results. Loser remains loser, or loser becomes winner. Regardless, the loser is boiling even more and demands justice in order to force their desired outcome, i.e., their version of reality. How much money have you now each spent? Have you drained all of your money and are now borrowing it? When will it end? How far will one take this? It's impossible to predict. So your initial battles have now turned into a series of wars. Now your divorce is also about ego, power, and money. Worst part is that now your children have significantly lost during the game. There goes their childhood, and here comes a whole load of drama and distress. Now you're both deeply entrenched in fight or flight mode. You are struggling to survive minute by minute, and if you're lucky, day by day. Now you've lost control. You haven't taken care of yourself. Health issues become prevalent. Stress, anxiety, isolation, addiction, loss of identity, excessive weight gain or loss, and strained relationships with your friends and family. Let's do some quick math to look at the future value of your money. I'd like to clearly show you what you're actually losing. So for the next few images, follow me in a clockwise motion. The $15,000 you spend today is worth $19,000 in 10 years, where you will incur loss of $4,000, and worth $28,000 in 25 years with a $13,000 loss. The $25,000 you spend today is worth $32,000 in 10 years, leading you to a $7,000 loss, and valued at $44,000 in 25 years with a $19,000 loss. The $50,000 you spend today is worth $64,000 in 10 years with a $14,000 loss, and $93,000 in 25 years with a loss of $43,000. The $100,000 you spend today, and no, $100,000 is not uncommon, is worth $128,000 in 10 years, leading you to a $28,000 loss, and $166,000 in 25 years for a painful loss of $66,000. Who agrees with me that this is completely insane? How will you retire in 10 to 25 years when your lawyer has all your money? Is the nasty divorce really worth it? Will you realistically be able to recover these monies at this stage in your life? What else have you lost along the way? Vacations, private school, savings, the daily stuff. I can keep going, but I'll stop now. I think you have an idea of what I'm talking about. Wouldn't it be financially smarter to save this money for your children and for your retirement? Now let's step back and look. Really look at your new family dynamics. Is this something that you would brag about? Down the road, when the storm settles, would you be impressed by the outcome? Would you be pleased when you look in your children's eyes and see their pain? Will you truly be able to move on in every aspect of your life? Is this freedom and independence? I'll stop here. with the not so fantastic outcomes to a nasty divorce, as you could read more in my book and by talking to your friends who've been down this road. So we're going to take a little 2-second break and shake this off, and now we're going to turn this to a more positive option that I mentioned to you at the beginning of the video. If you are a caring, reasonable, thoughtful, realistic, and empathetic parent, if you want to limit your financial and emotional loss, if you want to feel safe and secure post-divorce, if you want control over your life, if you truly want to shelter your children from unnecessary harm, if you want your ex to become independent of you, if the word progress appeals to you, if you want to be proud when telling your friends your success story, if you deeply desire to hold on to that quality of life you enjoy, and divorcing the right way interests you, keep watching for my grand finale. My Code 2 program helps parents divorce amicably and focus on the greater good of the entire family. This program was specifically designed to combine these 4 essential elements that will bring you closer to success: emotional, co-parenting, mediation, and financial. We will educate, inform, support, and guide you every step of the way and prepare you to sign your divorce agreement. As an amicable divorce broker, I am pooling in experts from various industries to lead parents towards what is ultimately required: to coexist in 2 separate homes and 2 individual lives by communicating and co-parenting. You will now both be in a better place. Best of all, this program will only cost you a small fraction of the cost to litigate, now allowing you to keep your money where it belongs for your family and for your future. Please note that this is not a one-size-fits-all solution for all families. Limited spaces are available and applications are required. There's more information on my website. You can contact me right away, as I've officially launched this program. And if required, I would be pleased to speak with the other parent. Thank you.